G'day everyone. Have you ever seen those time-lapse movies where they transition from daytime to nighttime? Everything's really fast because it's a time-lapse, then the sun goes down, then everything gets darker, then the stars appear in the sky, all in the one bit of footage. How cool are they? Have you ever wondered how to make them? Stay tuned because I'm going to teach you. Righto folks, now at the end of this video I'm going to share a couple of examples of the sort of footage that I'm talking about. But anyway, the first thing you need to do is find a camera that is capable of doing this. Now, I can recommend what I use. I use the Canon G7X Mark II. It does it really, really good. My wife has the Canon G9X. I think it's a G9X Mark II, but it does it as well. They both have what's called backscreen illuminated sensors, or BSI sensors. I'm not sure whether that is a mandatory thing that you need to have to get these transitional time lapses, but these are the ones that I recommend. All I do with my Canon G7X Mark II, I turn it on. And I won't be turning it on today because the battery's at home. I turn it on, I put it in movie mode at the top here. Once it's in movie mode, across the back you'll see different sorts of movie modes. Choose time lapse. Then in the time lapse, hit your menu button and then you'll see you can scroll down to time lapse settings. There'll be scene 1, which you can change to scene 2 or scene 3. Now I can't remember the exact numbers. I was going to look, but I forgot the battery. But scene 1 I believe is 1 to 5 second intervals. Scene 2 is 5 to 10 or 5 to 15 second intervals. Scene 3 is like 10 to 30 second intervals. I'm not sure. But basically, you need to find the setting that goes the longest. And for me, with the Canon G7X Mark II, it's 2 hours. From memory, I think I set it at 10 second intervals at 720 photos, which gives me 2 hours worth of filming. Now 2 hours is enough to allow you to start it in broad daylight with the sun still out and end it in pitch black. It more than covers the transition period or the twilight period. So you set it in time-lapse mode, set it for 2 hours. I have 10 seconds and 2 hours. Then you just push record, point it at the sky or something. I like to have a tree or something in the foreground. Then you just push record. The camera automatically adjusts it. One very important step to remember, and you'll probably need to refer back to this video to work this one out because it took me a while to work this out myself. When you go into the time-lapse settings, there is a function that says set to first image or set for each image. You have to be on set for each image. Because if you set it to the first image in broad daylight, the moment the sun sits behind the horizon and loses the brightness out of the sky, your photo goes black. It gives you like a really fast transition to nighttime, and you're still taking photos with a fast shutter when the sun's gone. You don't get any stars or anything. If you have it set to set the settings for each photo, then it will adjust the camera settings. It'll slow the shutter down, it'll open the aperture as the night gets darker, which will then pick up the stars in the sky. So to recap, I use Canon G7X Mark II, put it in movie mode, then in movie mode go to time lapse. I then go into the time lapse menu and I set it for 10 second intervals for 720 photos. That gives me 2 hours worth of footage, which condenses down to around about 30 seconds or 35 seconds video, something along those lines. And always make sure that you go into the menu and hit set for each shot, not set for first shot, then fire away. I hope this helps. Here's a couple of examples. I hope you like them.